My name's Tom Rowlands-Rees. I'm a writer and producer. I have a film company in Nigeria with my partners Kenneth Gyang and Yinka Edward. Kenneth is director, Yinka is a cinematographer. And our first film was Confusion Noir.
How did the idea for Confusion Noir come about?
Confusion Noir, it was born out of a script that Kenneth brought to us called My Culture, which was written by a friend of his, where there were a lot of interlinked storylines. And we initially started working on that script to sort of have to sort of take that concept of the interlinking storylines with sort of different layers of society all interacting within Nigeria. And we, as we worked on it, actually became something quite new in terms of the story, although the concept remained the same. So we rechristened it Confusion Noir, and that was the film that we eventually made.
And the story revolves around a stolen phone.
Yeah, so one of the main characters is a guy called Emeka, who's played by Ramsey Noah. And he drops his phone at, there's sort of a, it'd be too strong to call it a riot, but you know, there's a road accident and a fight ensues and he's sort of there and he drops his phone. And these two young guys pick up the phone and read through the text messages. Well, initially they just call him and tell him they'll sell the phone back, but later on they actually discover that there's some text messages on the phone that suggests that Emeka is having an affair. And sort of Emeka, he's not super rich, but he's sort of comes from a decent middle class kind of background. So they figure he probably has a bit of money, so they decide to try and extort him. So that's sort of the central plot device that drives everything else. And this sort of phone, you know, these two youths, they having their own adventures and the sort of confusion over who's talking to who and who Emeka is and where this phone comes from, sort of creates all kinds of chaos, yes, basically, that affects different people from different backgrounds within the sort of the city where the film is located.
What was the success of the film?
The film has been really successful. Yeah, it actually has surprised me. So I think the biggest single success that it's had was that it won Best Picture at AMA, which is the African Movie Academy Awards. It's kind of like the African Oscars, you could describe it, which sort of really shocked me. And after that, it won various awards at the Best of Nollywood Awards. It opened the New York African Film Festival. It won special jury recognition at the Pan-African Film Festival in Los Angeles. So it's had a very, very sort of solid run with the awards, and you know that was really great.
And it's being shown again in Lagos.
So it's currently being re-released in Nigeria. So what I will say is the story of distribution is where maybe our inexperience has shown, and we made decisions which perhaps we wouldn't make. But you know, it's all a learning process. But it's actually being shown again at various cinemas. As at the time that we're speaking now, it's been re-released through Filmhouse Cinemas, and that's sort of, you know, so it's had a bit of a second life.
And you're working on a next project. What's the next project?
So the next project's working title is This Is Lagos. It's based on a short story of the same name by Crispin Odwobuk, hence the title. We may change that because there are similarly named pieces of work out there already. But basically it's taking that short story and turning it into a feature film. And that's about a young musician who's trying to sort of crack it in the entertainment scene, or the music industry in Lagos, but has sort of slipped into criminal circles and is, you know, in order to fund his demo tapes and studio time, he's getting involved in various robberies, and it's all sort of spiraling out of control. So, I mean, I think you used the description earlier. It's sort of a little bit like The Harder They Come, but in Nigeria. That's, I think, quite a good description of the kind of tone we're looking for.